Alright, here we go. So we're going to talk about comparing quadratic equations in lesson 5. Let's get started. Alright, so very simple. So during this lesson I will learn how to compare quadratics in different forms. Alright, some vocabulary. A lot of these should be familiar. Quadratic, polynomial, which is degree 2. So this is referred to the input variable being squared, so x squared. That's what I'm looking for. The interval is a section or part of the graph defined by the x values. My maximum is the highest point, where my minimum is the lowest point. Symmetry is when one shape is like the other, or we could fold it. So remember I have that next vocabulary word, axis of symmetry, means I can fold it onto itself. The axis of symmetry would be the line that actually divides or splits the graph into two symmetric parts that are mirror images of each other. If I have an x-intercept, it's where the graph crosses or touches the x-axis. The y-intercept is where the graph crosses or touches the y-axis, where the vertex point is the point in which the graph changes direction. If we went up here, it'd be that bottom point. Alright. So different forms of quadratics. So algebraically, I have f of x equals 2 multiplied by the quantity of x minus 2 squared minus 5. Notice this is in vertex form. Just a little side note. We have the graph right here. And we have verbally, Nada's walking next to a river and playing with her yo-yo down towards a river. It goes down under the water, then returns back up to her hand. We have a table. And numerically down here with our points. Okay, so we'd have to understand the representation here. Which representation has a greater rate of change on the interval from 1 to 3? Oh, greater rate of change. We've talked about that. So remember, that's just a fancy word for slope. Let's put the equation here. We have f of b minus f of a all divided by b minus a. Or we could think of this as y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. You got to remember that formula. Alright. A rocket is launched after 1 second. The rocket is 15 feet off the ground. After 3 seconds, the rocket is 38 feet off the ground, or the graph. So which one has the greater rate of change or slope? So for number 1 here, we need some information. At 1 second, the rocket is 15 feet above the ground, and at 3 seconds, the rocket is 38 feet. Okay, so 1 to 3. So we need to do some calculations here. We have 38 minus 15, all divided by 3 minus 1. Well, 38 minus 15, let's see, that's 23 over 2. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing here. So from 1 to 3. So I have the point 1, 1, and 3 is right here. I'm looking for those 2 points. And 3, 9. So I have 9 minus 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So notice I'm getting the 9 there, 3 there, and there's my 1s are on this bottom point. We get 8 over 3. Here's my bigger one. So I know the rocket has a greater rate of change. Alright. That's it. That's all we're going to do today. You're just going to be comparing different things. I would suggest if you have word problems, build a table, and you're set to go. If you have any questions, come and talk to me. Thanks. Have a great day.